Hey guys, I am starving for some reason today. I always bring snacks with me to work, but today I ate like most of my snacks and I was still hungry afterwards. And so now I'm just hungry for no reason, like starving. And this whole stream is probably going to be dedicated to like side quests and side quest stories unless somebody has something specific that they want to talk about, but it's just that lately so many of them have happened that I feel like maybe it's a good time to share. And yeah, I'm gonna cook as we talk because I'm hungry, so I need to manage both of those activities at once. I don't even know where to get started because I feel like a lot has happened. So let's go back to the weekend. So actually, we'll go back even before that. So I went to the convenience store. I want to say it was 7-Eleven sometime last week, roughly. And I noticed that they had like the glass wind chimes that I see during summer here in Japan, as like part of a display in the store. And I asked one of the clerks in the store like if there's like a good place around here to see them, and he said he didn't really know of one. So I googled it and I looked it up, and the place that kept coming up was in Saitama. But Saitama is like a good 3 hours away from where I live. So I was going back and forth. Like in my head, I wanted to go because I knew it was going to be beautiful. But my heart was a little bit, I don't know. I was torn, right? Because like part of me was like, it's going to be really beautiful. So like it could be worth the trip. But then I'm like, 3 hours of traveling doesn't sound like fun. And that means I have to get up early. And I had to get up at like 4:12 in the morning or earlier. I got up really early. And I took the train all the way to Saitama. Actually, when I first got to Saitama, I was really hungry after riding on the trains the whole time. I got some good shots like on the way there. I got like a shot with like the cicadas making a bunch of noise, which I thought was nice. I got to sit in the front of one of the trains, so I got like a couple shots of like from the front POV from the front of the train in Japan, and I thought that was kind of cool. I finally stopped procrastinating and logged into my university website, and I checked my class schedule and I read over the syllabus, which actually ironically made me feel better. I don't know why I was avoiding it, but when I looked at like what they're expecting, like I want to say at least a fourth of my grade has to do with attendance. If I show up to class, like I'm already like part way covered, you know? So I was like, oh, okay, this is not as bad as I thought. Like, I don't know why I was scaring myself so badly into like not even looking. So I did that, and I took notes as far as like, okay, how am I gonna like be productive? How am I gonna study? So I started making memos for that. And then when I got to Saitama, I was like, okay, I have a few minutes before the bus arrives. So I'm going to go to Starbucks and get something to eat. And for some reason, I went to look in my bag because I was going to record like my food, like what I got. And I'm like, where is my camera? And if you've been watching the channel or like following for a while, you know I lost my camera before. I'm not going to make extra. I'm trying to cut back on the rice that we consume little by little. So anyways, I've lost my camera before, and when I could not find my camera in Sapporo, which is where I lost it the last time, I had left it in a taxi. We couldn't find it. We're running around looking for it. My husband's the one that figured out where I had left it because at that point I was panicking. We went and talked to the police. I made a police report, and they were like, "Yeah, we'll look for it and let you know if anything comes up. Here's your reference number." And then my husband's like, "Well, do we still have the receipt from the taxi?" And so we basically were able to track the taxi driver back to like contact him, and miraculously we were able to get in touch with him, and he was honest and he returned the camera. So that's a backstory. So fast forward, when I'm in Saitama and I cannot find my camera, I go in my bag and I'm like, okay, I'm sure my camera's in here. I wouldn't just leave it around, because after freaking myself out the one time, like, I'm more careful with my camera. So I look in my bag and I'm like looking through and I'm like, okay, I have extra battery. I have my mic. I have my I have like a battery, extra battery for my cell phone. I'm like, okay, I see all of those things, but not my camera. And so I think the camera was like under something or in a pocket. I don't even remember exactly where I found it. But I started to panic again. So I went to there's like a little police station by the train station. Japan has a ton of like little koban, like the little neighborhood police boxes. And the nice thing is, like, the most of the police that I've encountered here are really like courteous and like patient. So like if I really had lost it and couldn't find it, I'm pretty sure the officer on duty would have done the same thing that happened in Sapporo, where they take the report and then they basically just try and figure out where you left it. I thought in this situation that I had lost my camera on the train. And that was what I was afraid of, because I'm like, if I lost it on the train, I don't remember the train line that I just got off. Like, if it was close to my house, I'd be like, okay, maybe I remember or I'm familiar with which train I just got off of. So I can tell you, like, oh, it was this line or that line, or it was headed for this location. But in this situation, like, I'm in like a prefecture that's like 3 hours away. I'm not familiar with the trains. I don't remember which train I just got off of. And at this point, I'm starting to like panic, because I'm like, where's my camera? It has all my stuff on it. I'm all set up. I came all the way here. My camera's gone. So when I got to the little police box, the police officer was gone. I think sometimes the police officers will go on like little tours. So they'll walk around and make sure no one's doing anything suspicious. Or like if somebody needs help, like someone appears to be in distress, then probably check on them. So he was gone, probably doing something like that. So since he was gone, I checked my bag again, and then thankfully my camera was in my bag. But after that, at this point now, I cannot eat my food. Completely, that opportunity is gone. So I take the bus. I go to the destination where I shot the video for you guys. The video turned out well. I'm not going to give any spoilers. The video turned out really, really well. Like, at least the footage that I got. I cannot wait to edit it. I think it's going to be really, really pretty. And like, a lot of times when you see a location on social media and then you go there in person, it's really disappointing in person. Like, you go there and it's like, for whatever reason, it just doesn't match the photos or like what people said about it. But this place was like chef's kiss. Beautiful location. The only downside of it was like really getting bitten by a lot of mosquitoes. I don't think you guys can see it, but like, I have like a big old bite on my arm. And these were like not regular mosquitoes. They were big, and I felt like they were literally chomping on me. So I was trying to like swat them off and record at the same time. But the people there, for the most part, were nice. I was like, I don't want to say the only foreigner there, but like probably the only foreigner there for most of it. There was another lady there, and I think she was from China, based on like her, muttering to herself with her camera. But I'm not like 100%. That will be my guess, though. But other than that, like, I was the only person that I was like not pretty sure was Japanese there. So a couple people were like giving me looks like, how? Huh? Like, Also, I came there when it was early, so like the place had literally just opened, so it was a little bit less crowded. But the people there were like being like really courteous and nice, like, because I got a couple of shots where it looks like I'm the only one there. Like I'm just like walking through the area and it's just like, wow, like I'm, exploring this place. And the reason that there's nobody in the shot is because people were actually taking turns. So like one person would go and they would take like their Instagram or YouTube shot, and then somebody else would come and they would take the shot. And people would literally be like hiding out of frame. So like you guys can see me, right? So like somebody would be like off in the corner, like, is she done? Oh, no, sorry. So that was great. It made everything a lot easier that people were like taking turns and like not crowding each other. And like if they could see you wanted a shot by yourself, they were like just not crowding you. So that was good vibes. Then after that, things got bad again. Well, kind of bad. So after that, I was using Google Maps to get home. And I have a confession, which is in the entire time that I've lived in Japan, which is at this point almost 3 years, it'll be 3 years in October, I have never confidently learned to use the bus in Japan. There's been a couple of times you'll see me using the bus in videos and stuff like that. It's not that I've never used the bus or I don't even like using the bus. It's nothing like that. It's just that usually for the bus routes, the details of the route is in Japanese, and the way that it's explained, I feel like it's set up to be very simplified so that people can look at it and just see like when the bus is coming. But if you are not familiar with the simplicity of the system, I feel like that in and of itself, it can be a little bit confusing. And sometimes, so I just tell you, I got on the wrong bus. Google said, get on this bus. I got on the bus. I don't know if it was like the right place and the wrong time, because sometimes the buses get more so delayed than the trains do. Because the trains are pretty on schedule, but the buses, it's like they stop every time there's like a button in the bus and people are like, ding, 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 I want to stop here, right? So maybe if there's no traffic and nobody is like hitting the like please stop button, the bus will get through the route fast or like on time or even ahead of schedule. But the buses are at the mercy of traffic, whereas the trains are really not. Like the traffic stops for the train as it passes. Why I'm thinking passes as it passes, so they don't have to worry about that. So yeah, I got on the wrong bus. And then I'm like, okay, I can see on Google Maps that my little dot is going away from where Google says I'm supposed to go, because Google says I'm supposed to be here. And I'm like, ding, 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 ding. So I got off the bus and then I was like, okay, I'm going to pay extra close attention and I'm going to get on a different bus. And this time it's going to be correct. And I got on a different bus. And again, exact same situation, like exact same situation. So at this point, I had already made a schedule for myself, like what time I was going to get there, what time I was going to get back. Because like I said, this is like 3 hours away. So Google was saying like the next bus is going to come in 30 minutes. But I'm like, if I get on the next bus and then it happens to be the wrong bus again, and then it takes me somewhere else and I have to wait another 30 minutes, this is going to be a hassle. So I ended up walking for an hour in the heat to get to the train station, keeping in mind I did not eat because I almost lost my camera and I freaked out, and I didn't want to stop for water because like I was already way behind schedule. The good thing at that point is Saitama, at least on this weekend, was a lot cooler than Kanagawa is. I live in Kanagawa Prefecture. So Saitama was a lot cooler. So I felt like if it was as hot as it's been, like last week here in Kanagawa was like absolutely a scorcher, like intense heat. So if it had been like that, I feel like I would have been in some danger from like the heat. But thankfully it was a little bit cooler. Saitama is beautiful. Like I've been to Saitama, I want to say I've been to Saitama like 3 times now. I want to say I've been to Saitama 3 times. There's an old video that I have, and I went somewhere in Saitama, and I don't remember for sure where it was. But I think that's the first time I went to Saitama, and then I went back to see the Higibana, the spider lilies, and then this most recent time. But Saitama is very, very beautiful. I think maybe like the reason that it's not like people don't talk about it so much on social media, at least I haven't seen it as popular as like places like Tokyo, is maybe people are a little bit nervous to go away from like the main places that people talk about. But if you ever get the chance to visit Saitama, it is very beautiful. I can definitely say that. Um, there was like, I don't know if it was, I want to say it was some sort of rain. Maybe it was rice, but I think it was maybe some sort of rain. There were a whole bunch of fields everywhere. And I feel kind of bad because I should have unpacked my camera again and taken a photo or a video of them. But after almost losing my camera and then now being in a hurry, like to walk for 1 hour, I didn't take it out. But just trust me, Saitama is very, very beautiful. So if you ever get the chance to visit, it's someplace that I recommend. And then what happened after that? It's been rainy. Like yesterday was rainy. Today was rainy. Today was extremely windy on top of being rainy. And usually when I drive my car someplace in Japan, I don't feel worried about my safety. Like I feel like mostly people drive pretty cautiously, pretty safely, pretty considerately. You know, like everybody seems to kind of keep it cute for the most part. I think probably the thing that I see most frequently that makes me uncomfortable on the road is like for whatever reason people that are swerving. I'm not sure why that happens, but I've seen that happen a couple times. Or people that are driving like abnormally slow, like extremely slow, like maybe like they're confused or like I don't know, but like people driving really slowly. But today there were a lot of people driving absolutely insanely, like absolutely terrifying drivers. Like there was a person that was like on the highway with me, and for some reason, like every time like our cars would get close to each other, they're in a different lane. So like they're here and then I'm here. And then like after a couple minutes of driving, like we'd just be driving along and it's like they'd be just like ooh, ooh, ooh. Like you know, like it's like they were forgetting like which lane was theirs. So they scared me. There's a guy on a motorcycle that just cut off a whole line of people. The light changed on me mid-light, which scared me because I was worried about. There's a car that was coming towards. I did not have right of way, but there's a car that was coming towards me that was going really fast. I think they were speeding, but like I don't, I can't say for sure, but I really think they were speeding. They scared me. It was just a scary day to be driving, and I think it's probably for two reasons. One, today is a holiday in Japan, and two, the wind was really strong. Like the weather all day has been like rainy and like extremely windy. So maybe a lot of people that were on the road today just honestly wanted to go home as fast as possible because they did not want to be like in the storm. So I'm thinking maybe that was it, but it served to scare me. I can say that for sure. The other thing is I started to retie my hair, so I'm like gradually restyling my hair. Somebody this morning, this guy, he was asking about my hair. We had a conversation about it. But he said it was adorable, which I thought was really sweet. I feel like I get like a lot of positive conversations in Japan surrounding my hair, which always surprises me. there's a couple people that have said shady stuff. Like I was on the train the other day, and someone was like, "Yeah, her hair looks like sticks." Like they were like whispering to each other, but they didn't realize that I understand some Japanese. So, but other than that, for the most part, people were really like nice and sweet. And yesterday, I was editing a project we filmed a little while ago. I don't even remember exactly when it was. I want to say it was a weekend before last. But I feel like I'm slowly starting to get a rhythm back for getting content edited and pushed out. But what I've started doing, what I tried doing initially was asking this content creator Facebook group. I don't want to name them because like somebody on there was acting real shady, so I don't want to like point out the group because not everybody acts like that on the group. But basically on this group, I was like asking people like advice because like now that I'm gonna be in the office again, like it's gonna make me like more busy, and so I was asking like what advice or routines that people have around creating their content when they're really busy. And there's a guy that just like made like a really rude comment. Like he started talking about like his restroom habits. And I'm like, bro, that is like 1000% not what I asked. And two, like you could just say like you are not organized and you don't have any. Anyways, I was like, hey, maybe I'll come up with some strategies myself. And I started listening to the audiobook Atomic Habits, which I really, really recommend for anybody. I think it's such a good book, like one of the best books I've read in a long time. I really enjoyed that book and it inspired me. So I started making like taking post-it notes and setting them out. And then as I'm editing, I'll make like a checklist of the things that I need to do. So like maybe step one will be like get rid of like extra clips, like maybe when I accidentally pointed the camera at the ground, or somebody came over and talked with me, but I didn't really want to like, force them by default to be in the video. So I cut that conversation out or something like that, right? So I'll cut out the clips that I'm not going to use or I don't feel like are useful. And then after I do that, then maybe I'll work on like the audio or I work on the color. So I just make like a checklist, and that way, if I have to stop the video while I'm editing it, I can come back and be like, okay, I've already done audio, I've already done color, I've already removed extra clips, but I need to add like how do I say? Not subtitles, but like little pop-up text things like this is in Tokyo or something like that. I want to like add some effects like that. So I'll make a note saying that I want it to do that, but I'll leave that one unchecked. So that way whenever I finally come back, I'm not starting all over again. I remember which part that I was working on and I can just start up from there and not start from scratch. So that's what I've been doing for editing, which has been helping. But I honestly think that reading the Atomic Habits book has kind of encouraged me in regards to starting school, because I think before I was just like, I really am not feeling prepared. That's not annoying at all. I was really not feeling prepared, but then like reading the book, I think it's inspired me to like start organizing and planning and stuff like that more. And I've been using like Google Calendar. Apparently, Google Task and Google Calendar can communicate with each other. I just now learned that. If you already knew that, then Good for you. Because I honestly didn't. So I was like, wait a second. If I put like a task and I say like, okay, this needs to be done by Friday, and I put it on my calendar, um, I put it on. If I put it on task, it's gonna also put it on my calendar. So it's two different places to remind myself, which I really like. And then, um, I wish she was here, but I don't think she's here right now. But if she watches it back later, I'll tell her on the community too. I will post on community. But It's Chips recommended a not a video. It's Chips recommended a book to me, which I really really enjoyed. It was called A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and I just finished that today, and I thought that was really good. Um, it's Chips is one of my moderators, so I'll probably message on the community and let her know you are here. I finished the book and I really enjoyed it. And then apparently there's other books. There's more books. So I'm interested to see what comes next. I was getting really nervous towards the end that it was going to end on some very, very steep cliffhanger. Yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. It honestly got me through the day because today was like I was feeling kind of tired and I had like a lot of stuff to do. And so then, like when I would get really tired, I would just like check in and see what where we're at because I had the audio book. Yeah, there's Good Girls, Good Girl, Bad Blood, and As Good as Death. Okay, I will check those ones out too. I'm pretty sure I'll like them because I like the author's writing style, and I don't feel like it's extremely predictable. So those were a win for me. I really enjoyed the book. I'm looking forward to the next ones in the series. I actually, to be completely honest, I usually like mystery books, but not like super violent ones. But in general, I think I do enjoy a good mystery, especially because like I feel like it's something I could not imagine writing myself personally. Because I feel like it takes a lot of creativity to create a puzzle that somebody else reads about and then give them clues for the puzzle, but not tell them the answer the whole time. Like I feel like that's kind of next level. So I enjoyed it. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I just have to like rent the digital book for the next couple books. And I'm almost done with dinner too. Today was kind of hectic. I want to say it's just a little bit hectic. So I'm very glad to be home, and I'm hungry for some reason. I don't know why I'm so hungry. I got to the gym late this morning because I stopped to get gas in my car, and then I had like a side conversation with the guy that worked at the gas station. I had a side conversation with the guy at the convenience store, and on top of that, I was just like very tired, so I'm just feeling sluggish. So instead of like making sure like I, stayed on track, I kind of was deviating a little bit. But I had a good workout. Today was leg day, which is always a good time. I love leg day. So maybe that's why I'm so hungry. But it was nice. I feel like I'm getting stronger. I'm appreciating the fact that I get a chance to go to the gym in the mornings. And one of the ladies who's like the custodian at the gym, she's always saying hello and like good morning and stuff. So I always look forward to seeing her like as I'm getting ready. So that is nice. I think my legs look hungry. My legs are hungry. My legs are hungry. Maybe. I think I am just, I think it was because I had coffee though. Because I feel like anytime I have coffee, like it sometimes, if especially if I haven't eaten, it feels like it eats up my stomach acid or something, and then I feel more hungry. And I had like one of the coffees the convenience store had this morning, and like usually 99% of time I don't have any cream or sugar in my coffee whatsoever. And for some reason the drink that I had, it had creamer in it, and that absolutely my stomach was not happy. So I don't know why after that I'm still very hungry, but that is the outcome. The end result is I'm starving. I'm trying to flip tortillas without burning my fingers and not succeeding. After I'm done streaming, I need to eat. Step one, definitely eat. And step two, I need to do laundry. I washed laundry yesterday, but I washed it late at night. So I didn't put it away immediately after washing it. So I need to put away my laundry, and I need to edit and set my clothes out for tomorrow and try to like work through finishing my hair. Because some of it, the part in the back that's like loose right now, I would say 90% of that is done, but the part that's like put up is definitely not done. So I need to do that. In weeks, I would do that. But then I don't like the feeling of like if it's piled up and then I have to go back and do extra. So I try not to let it pile up too much, but I'm just really like working on the habit of just letting it sit. Because I feel like when I let it sit, then it's like, well, it's already sat for like 24 hours and like it didn't hurt anything. So maybe I'll just let it sit for another 24 hours. But it's basically like fictitious because like once it sits for 48 hours, it's probably just going to sit. So I need to put it away. So I'll probably do that when I'm done streaming. But yeah, that is a catch up for how the weekend all the way until today went. And I'm also working on this is the last thing before I sign out because I am very hungry. So I'm gonna sign out and eat. The last thing is I'm working on a side quest. I'm waiting for it to clean and fold itself. I mean, you never know. I feel like we're headed in that direction, which is kind of terrifying in a sense. Although, like the Cinderella thing where she just has like the mice helping her. Cinderella, Cinderella, and then holding up her stuff. I would be okay with that. I mean, I would pay the mice handsomely for their, assistance too. So it will be an exchange, a mutual exchange. But anyways, before I start talking about mice, I'm working on a secret special project. And so right now I like, please work. So I'm working on that like in the background. And so far, so good. So I'm excited about that. So if I can confirm that, then I'll let you guys know more about it. But I'm really excited about it. So that is, I think, pretty much all I have for today. And I'm going to sign off and eat. But it was good talking to everybody. It's Chips. Thank you for the book recommendations. Keep them coming. Because the book I just finished was great. I'm going to rent the next two. And I will see everybody later. If nobody told you that they appreciate you today, I appreciate you. Bye, guys.